Speaking of scoreboard, I give you shit all the time for being 10 years older than me. But even in your advanced age, we can safely say, Michael Holley, that neither of us has seen in his lifetime the beatdown that the Dolphins put on the Broncos. You saw it, you know the score. We ain't got to tell you the stats. But in case you missed it, here is Mike McDaniel in the victorious postgame locker room, and here's a salty Sean Payton.
Yo, spade a spade, that's a historic victory, okay? And what I want you guys to understand and take from it is it's about our standard, nothing else, okay? Offensively, you put up some historic numbers today because you didn't give a f about the scoreboard, okay? Defense, literally any time that we shortchanged ourselves, you guys came up with a play and then we piggybacked. We're just getting started. I am so proud of everyone. I want you guys to enjoy it, but keep it in perspective. It is a third win. We care about our standard and our standard only.
Hey, y'all, boy. We got to keep building this, man. Hey, fans on 3, 1, 2, 3. Fans. Whoa!
Obviously, that was embarrassing and tough to watch. Aside from the kick return, there weren't a lot of positives to take from that game. We had our opportunities offensively early, 2 penalties, take touchdowns off the board, and I don't know that – I think they punted 1 time. So, any questions?
You said it's embarrassing, but this is kind of an historic game. I mean, it's
I'm aware.
Third time the team has scored 70 points, over 7.
What's the question? What's the question?
How do you feel about it being
I just finished telling you.
Historically embarrassing.
Next question. Again, it's disappointing. I'm at a loss for words because I've never been I've been on the other side of some games like that, and then every once in a while in this league, you get your butt whipped, but this was more than that.
I have Cat Williams stuck in my head, Michael. I have Cat Williams. You shouldn't have been talking shit. You shouldn't have been talking. That's all I could think of. It's like Nathaniel Hackett never lost by 50. Nathaniel Hackett never lost by 50. Am I wrong?
That's right. Troll. Hey, Hackett got his own problems, but it's time to troll now, bruh. It's time to troll. It's like, hey, do a Michael Smith.
That's karma.
Pretend like
That's karma.
Call in the local sports radio and disguise your voice as you did once. Call in local radio, disguise your voice, be like, I moved to the East Coast, but I spent a lot of time in Denver, especially the last year, and I've just never seen anything like that.
Worst
this guy
coaching
went
job
at
in
Hackett.
NFL history.
Yeah, this guy went at Hackett. This guy's worse than Hackett.
Yesterday was the worst coaching job in NFL history, at least since 1966, if you want to measure it based off of an opponent's points, which they could have scored 73. Mike McDaniel had mercy on him, didn't want to put him in the record book.
Yeah.
Could have scored 73. In terms of points and yards, neither you nor I has been alive long enough to see a professional football team putting on somebody like that. And quite frankly, Sean Payton deserved it. He had it coming. That's karma.
He did.
That's karma. He had it coming.
He deserved it. He deserved it. But I'm going to blame you. Can I blame your hometown for a second? Can I blame your hometown just for a second for Sean Payton? Because he did a great thing. We all know it. He did a great thing. 2009, they win the Super Bowl, and Drew Brees becomes Breezes, and Sean Payton is the genius. And then with Bountygate, we got railroaded by the NFL. Everybody's out to get us. And so Payton was deified in New Orleans. And so his ego,
fair.
Mike, is
there's a lot of 7 and 9s and 8 and 8s in there. A lot of mediocrity sprinkled in there.
3 out of 4 years, 7 and 9 with Drew Brees. Okay, I think it was 3 straight years, 7 and 9 with Drew Brees. But beyond that, his ego is out of control. Because why do you have to say this? No, this is the day we don't want to hear about your resume. I've been on the other side of that. No, I want to hear about what you've been on the other side of. Don't tell me, I've been on the other side of games like this, but I never, well, welcome then. How's it feel?
Yeah.
I want you to sit in this. I don't want you to talk about your accomplishments, your Super Bowl, what you think, what you thought, and no. And the reporter, he didn't want to face it. He thought that a lot of coaches do this. Peep this, after games, after disappointing games, they want to come out, they want to take away journalism. So they want to come out and make an opening statement, and they think that covers it. Okay, it's like a spoken, it's a spoken written statement. That's what it is.
Like,
I'm gonna say it,
player,
and then
this ain't your garden variety embarrassment.
we got more. He's like, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Right.
No, I'm setting it up. No, I'm doing my thing now. You had the opportunity for 60 minutes to do your thing. Now okay. Now let me cook now. Okay?
Just because you did a piss poor job doesn't mean I have to do a piss poor job. I'm providing context. And this is not like any embarrassment you or anybody alive has ever faced or ever dealt with. So we're going to talk about this.
It's a mess. I wonder. I wonder, does he? Because guys like this who are used to, I think the NFL landscape for coaches, it's changing a bit. It's changing.
He ain't going nowhere. So he ain't going nowhere. That's you about to ask me? Is he going to last? Is he going to last the season?
I don't know.
You know why? You know why?
I've seen this.
Well, listen. The last time you called this, different circumstances, but the last time you called this was a certain college coach who was in over his head in Jacksonville. Okay.
But it was mentality. It was his mentality.
Here's what's got to happen first. They got way too many fall guys. Going back to your point about the narrative and the deification of Sean Payton, way too many fall guys before we get to a point where Sean Payton is gonna bear the brunt of this. Despite, his comments about Nathaniel Hackett coming back to bite him in the ass. Okay, we got Vance Joseph, home team. We got Vance Joseph on defense. We got Russell Wilson. We got George Payton. And we got a whole roster of players before Sean Payton will ever, anybody or Sean Payton himself will ever say, you know what, the problem is actually the head coach. Which we may get to that point, but I think we're a long ways away from that. Conversely,
George Payton, George Payton, especially, watch your back, because this is how things go down. I don't know if Payton hired him, if George Payton hired Sean Payton, okay. You know how this goes. The behind the scenes, all of a sudden, Payton go to his office. That key card. What's up with my key card? hey, why my key card not working? Oh no, you still in the building, but you look like Sean has this office now. Your office, go down there by the closet, by the utility closet. That's where your office is now. I'm telling you, a power play will happen. Sean Payton. He go blame somebody else. You're right. He'll blame somebody else. But I'm wondering if his mentality, if he's got a pro coaching mentality after a year away from the game.
Conversely, mentality, brilliance, genius. I know he hasn't won anything, but Mike McDaniel can do no wrong right now. At the podium or on the sideline. Like, it just feels like, I know it's only 3 games, and he cautioned his own team to keep it in perspective. But barring injury, and we've talked ad nauseum about concerns about Tua Tagovailoa, who people don't even brush up against him lightly, let alone hit him these days. Barring injury, and even certain injury, I mean, they did it without Jalen Waddle yesterday. It just feels like this team is it's built to last. And it's just fascinating because it wasn't that long ago when they were a clown organization. When they couldn't get out of their own way. And now they're having their way with the rest of the league. Like, I know the AFC still goes through Kansas City. I get it. And I know it's early in the season. And there are even teams in the division, like a Buffalo, who may want to have a word. But man, right now, Miami, and you know how I feel about San Francisco, and we'll get to Dallas later. But I can't put anybody ahead of Miami right now. Given how they looked in 3 games. Right now, not just how they look, but like the potential, man. Like, they're just so damn fast. They got the 6th fastest times of any recorded ball carrier. All belong to their team. They're so damn fast.
Both of the running backs. Both of the running backs, both of those guys yesterday, incredible. As you point out, there's no Jalen Waddle. They have no Jalen Waddle yesterday.
But Tua, like, it's not. We don't have to qualify anything with this dude anymore. It ain't like, oh, like if he stayed, like it was about the injuries last year, or it was about belief with Mike. Like Tua's damn good. Full stop.
Yeah.
Nothing else needs to be said. Tua's damn good.
But
he's just surrounded by talent.
Yeah, he is. But you don't want to put. So you don't put Kansas City above him still?
No, I'm saying right now. I'm saying right now. Right here, right now. Like after 3 games. They don't give out trophies for 3 games. I'm talking about right here. Like, I'm not talking about the last several years. I'm not talking about who I think is going to be there at the end. I'm saying right here, right now, prisoner of the moment, 70-point outing in professional football. Remember, those guys get paid too. Well, Miami is, whew.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.